Hey everyone, it's April and welcome back to my channel, House to Home. In today's video, I am going to be sharing with you how to DIY these fake bake slices of cake with a bee theme. You guys loved my fake slices of cake that I made for Easter. So as promised, here's the video showing you how to make these yourself. The only difference is they will have a bee theme. You can customize these to any holiday or theme that you would like. They are easy and super fun to make, so let's get on into the video. So first we'll go over some of the supplies you're going to need. First thing you're going to need are sponges. I got these ones from the Dollar Tree. They came in 2 packs or 2 in a pack, and they were yellow and blue ones, and I painted them. And this is a little pattern that I just cut out with a piece of cardboard, just like a triangle with a rounded edge on one side to make it look like, you know, a piece of cake. And what I did was, before I painted the sponges, I just put this on the sponge, traced it out, and then cut it out. And as you could see, it was a light yellow, and I wanted it to be more of like a goldy yellow so it would go with my bee stuff. And then I had blue one I painted with a really dark brown mixed with a little bit of black to give it like a chocolate color. I was trying to go for like the yellow and black theme, but I didn't want the cake to be black, obviously, so I made it as dark as possible. And one of them, whatever's going to be my bottom piece, I make sure that I paint the bottom of it too, just so, you know, it will look cleaner. The other ones, it don't matter as much because there's going to be spackling in between the layers, so you won't even see it. And maybe you'll luck out, like at Easter time, I didn't have to paint all of my sponges because they were already the right colors that I needed. And I just, again, use acrylic paint when I do want to paint them. The next thing you're going to need is some lightweight spackling and a pastry bag and a icing tip. This one, I think I just got it in like a bigger pack at Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure which number it is exactly. And this is the lightweight spackling that I'm using. It's the Fast and Final by DAP. And I already preloaded it into my bag. And then I have, for some decorations, these little plastic bees that come in all different sizes. I believe you can buy these on like Temu, but I actually got them one day at a yard sale. Somebody was selling them, so I picked those up. And then this glitter, which is the color Crystal. This is from Hobby Lobby. A lot of you ask where I get my glitter from, and that's where I get it. I love the way that the sparkle of that is very subtle, and it almost looks like sugar for your fake bakes. So I've gone through a lot of that, and I will definitely repurchase more for the future. So anyway, we're going to start out. I'm going to take our 4 slices of cake. This is where you can customize it. You could have, you know, had them all one color, have them all a different color, whatever you want. The options are endless. But as you can see, when you cut with the sponge, you're never going to get them all to be like perfectly shaped the same. So what I like to do is I will start with my bottom piece, and I will get my piping bag, and I will just squirt a little bit of the lightweight spackle and just kind of like put a kind of thin little coating around the edges, just enough that's gonna make the sponges stick together. And sometimes I'll even put like a little dollop in the middle too. It all depends what I'm feeling. But I will just stick them together like that. And the trick is trying to get the point in the front to line up. Don't worry about the back so much because you're going to be covering that with icing anyway. So you're not going to be able to see if they're not exactly the same shape. So I'm just going to keep doing that with all of my layers, just adding that little bit of spackling just to get them to stick together. See that one I added a little bit in the middle. But again, just stick them right on there. Line up that tip in the front just to make it look nice and clean. So that is what it will look like when they are all connected together. And see, I have all of the points lined up the best I can in the back, where the back is a little bit more wonky. There's like some gaps and stuff, but this is the time to adjust it to wherever you want. Because now you're just going to be filling in all of the cracks. Well, I should say the icing that would be between each slice of cake. We're just going to add a little bit more just to, make it look like the icing is kind of oozing out between the layers. And I think this really makes it look more realistic, especially with the lines from the tip on the piping bag. So I will do that. I will just go along each edge between each layer until I cover the whole entire slice of cake. At this point, I will look in the front to see if my icing is connecting at the tip. If it's a little bit short, I'll either manipulate it with my finger or I'll add just like a little bit more in there to fill in the space, just so it looks like the icing is even and it meets with the front. The next thing we're going to work on is the back of the cake. I just think it's a little easier to do it that way. This is the part where you're going to really work your magic, because you want to make sure that it looks flat and that there's, none of those uneven gaps to where the sponges aren't lining up. So what I like to do is I like to, instead of like making the icing smooth, I will just kind of make like just little squirts, like little flowers almost, I guess, with the icing. I don't know what you would call that. Maybe my experienced bakers know more, but really no rhyme or reason. I just kind of make like a little pattern with them, and I just go all over the back of the cake, and some where the gaps are a little like deeper, obviously I just put more spackle, and it just really evens everything out and makes it look very realistic. So just keep putting little squirts here and there, and you kind of make like a pattern until you fill up the whole back of the cake. At this point, I kind of just look around and make sure there's no little holes where I missed any, and I'll just put another little squirt in there. And then on the sides where the lines from the individual slices meet, I try to fill that in with icing too, just so it makes it look like everything's lining up. And yep, just going right into the other side. And from there, I'm going to move on to the top of the cake, and I will start at the very tip, and I will do the same thing, just putting like the little dollops of the spackle and kind of continuing that same pattern until I reach the back of the cake, and where I left off in the back meets with the front. I see I have some little gaps here in the back where they meet, so I'm just going to add a little bit more. And what I like to do is build up the edge in the back of the cake like this to make it look like, I don't know, kind of imagine if this was a round cake and all the slices were together and the edge just had some more decorative icing going around. So I'll just keep building that up a bit just so that it's a little bit higher. And from there, I think it looks like that is plenty. It's definitely pronounced and sticking up and looks like a real slice of cake. So at this point, you can either, if you have some fake sprinkles, you can add them. I don't have any like black and yellow ones, so I am just going to sprinkle my glitter on just to make it look like it has like a little bit of like a crystallized sugar on top. And I'm pretty generous with it. It's kind of hard to see here, but when I do a close-up, you'll get a better look at it. Now I'm going to take these little plastic bees, and I'm just going to kind of figure out where I want to position them. I'm going to put one of the bigger ones towards the back on that higher part, and then I'll just take a medium one and two smaller ones and just position them so that they are in different directions, and just until I like the arrangement. I've seen people put like fake candles in their slices to make it look like a birthday cake. There's just a lot of different things you could do. You could add some like fake fruit on there. But again, I was going with the bee theme, and you can see the way that that glitter sparkles on there, and it just makes it look like sugar. And that is how it turned out. Because I had bought, I think it was 4 packs of sponges. I made 2 different slices of cake, and I made them pretty much exactly the same, but that way I could display them onto my little cake dish that I have in my hutch. And here's how they turned out. I'm really excited to share with you guys how I decorated my hutch, kind of continuing my little sweets and treats theme that I've been doing for the last couple holidays. Comment below if you thought this was easy and you're going to try it yourself. Like I said, it is really easy once you get the hang of the whole piping the icing and stuff like that, but it really is a lot of fun, and if you love baking, you're going to love this too. So that's it for today's video. Subscribe if you were new today. I'd love you to be a part of my YouTube family. More bee decor videos coming your way. So until the next one, I hope you're well, and I'll see you then.